Before we get into today's interview, we would like to give a shout out to our Patreons, Irene, Bev, and Michael. If you haven't heard of Patreon before, it is a great way to support us and keep us running and improving. You pick a membership tier that suits you and your budget per month, and in return for supporting us, we'll give you behind-the-scenes content and free stuff. You don't have to give much either. You can be a part of our Patreons for as little as $4 a month. Just visit patreon.com/Rave It Up. You can even donate through PayPal if you don't trust other sites. You can do so just through our email, raveituptv@gmail.com. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us. We appreciate anything you can do to support us. Now, let's get into this interview. Graham, welcome to the show for the third time. It is amazing to have you back. You're one of the, not only my favorite guests, but out of all of our audience, all of our listeners, they always keep requesting you back on.
Oh, awesome, Lauren. I'm happy to be here with you.
Well, it's definitely a pleasure to have you on for the Christmas special. We could talk about Christmas. I love Christmas. I want to know, what is your favorite thing about Christmas?
My favorite thing about Christmas, I like it when it snows and it gets really quiet and there's just this like peacefulness in the air. Like I like going on like night walks and watching like the Christmas lights, and there's like this general sense of like calm in the neighborhood or in the wherever you are. That's like my favorite part of it, is like the quietness. Like, you know, like the Silent Night Christmas Carol, like that's the vibe. Yeah. That's my vibe. I love that.
Oh, I'm jealous. We don't really get snow here for Christmas.
I was going to say, yeah, I'm sorry about that, but...
We get the summer Christmas on the beach.
Yeah. Well, I've never had that. That must be pretty cool too, though.
Yeah, that is true. I've only been to the snow once, and unfortunately it was after Christmas, and it was like January in Yosemite National Park. That was the only time I got to experience snow. But I'm just used to summer Christmases, but I'd love to like go to New York or something one year and just enjoy a nice white Christmas, hopefully, in the future. And how do you spend Christmas, Graham? Do you have any cool traditions with your family or anything?
I'm not like, I don't have any, I mean, my family had a lot of traditions when I was growing up, and I still like to spend time with my family over the holidays and celebrate with them. Some of the childhood traditions that when I was a kid that we would do, we would dress up as an angel. I think it was or Saint Lucia. I've told this story before, but yeah, we dress up as kids in like this angel outfit, and then we go around and wake up like the other brothers and sisters, and then we wake up my parents, and we'd always sing Joy to the World, and then we would go and open presents. So that was fun. So yeah, and then I've always wanted to do, and I think this year I'm going to be able to do it, is like food banks or food donation things. I think that's, I've wanted to do that one year. I was going to make sandwiches with my dad, and we were going to hand them out, and it didn't end up happening, but it was something that I really wanted to do. And I love that sort of like spontaneous giving, the spirit of giving, you know, Christmas. So I'll probably do more of that because that really lights me up, and I love that about the holidays, is that spirit of giving. So yeah, those are some of my favorites. There's like yeah, like I already mentioned this, but like going out at night and doing the Christmas Carol stuff, or going around walking around at night. There's something about like being outside at night in the winter and it being quiet and peaceful that I just really enjoy. So last year I went on a walk with my parents on Christmas Eve, and we just looked at all the Christmas lights and we sang songs, and it was fantastic.
Oh, I love that time too. Usually I drive in the car, and then if they have like heaps down one street, I'll go walking, but that's really nice. And thank you for giving back and doing some donations. That's a great idea.
That's the spirit of giving, right? How about you? What are your favorite traditions?
Well, I only have a small family. It's only me, my mum and dad, so very, very small, and all the rest of my family is up in Queensland of Australia. So we only probably see my nan maybe once a year, and the last 2 years she came for Christmas, which was great. This year she's getting another hip surgery, so unfortunately she won't be, but it'll just be the three of us again, and
Christmas Eve, we always watch Christmas with the Cranks. Have you ever watched that movie?
Oh yeah. That's one of my parents' favorite films.
Yes, it is our favorite film. We watch it every year. It's our tradition. And then we have some like eggnog. Or with me being vegan, I make my own little vegan eggnog. And then we're allowed to open one present before bed. So that was always my most exciting time for Christmas, being able to open one before bed. But the hardest decision is which one.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I remember I had friends that got to open one on Christmas Eve, and I was like, this is so unfair. Like, how come I can't open them? That wasn't part of our family's rules. Like, we couldn't open them until Christmas Day, so you were one of the lucky kids I was very jealous of.
I was very lucky, but it was it even got me thinking as I got older. I was like, would I want to open one before bed, or do I just want to open them all on Christmas Day?
Oh, really?
That's pretty exciting too. Yeah, I could have the decision if I wanted, but I was always like, okay, I want to not have to think about the presents all night and be like, oh, I've opened one.
So, funny story for you. When I was a kid, I wanted a Game Boy. Remember those like the old square big?
Old school, bringing it back.
So I wanted a Game Boy, and I had asked Santa for a Game Boy, and I was like laying in bed, and my mom was like in the room next to me, and she was working on something, and I was saying like, Mom, like, did Santa bring me a Game Boy? Do you know? And she was like, you'll just have to wait. And I kept asking. And then she said something like, I believe she said something like, I think you'll be happy, or I think you'll be surprised, or something like this. And I felt so good. And then I went to bed. I woke up the next morning, and I got the Game Boy. It was one of those green. The plastic wasn't gray, it was like a green one. It was still black and white Game Boy, but I was so happy. I was so happy. So it wasn't like I got the gift before, but I kind of knew it was coming, so I was very happy about that.
It would have been horrible if, you'll be happy and then you don't get it, but it's
and
you're like,
she did.
Oh damn, it sucks it's not a Game Boy, but this is a really great present.
Oh, if it was a great present, I thought it'd be funny if my mom, like, there was no Game Boy, no good present at all. She just tried to get me riled up. That would be so
naughty
mean.
Boy all year. You get coal. Oh, well, thank goodness you did.
Yeah, I'm happy I did too. That was one of my favorite gifts. And then one year, my dad, we were out golfing, and I got a hole-in-one. Or before I got the hole-in-one, I should say, we were out golfing. I said, Dad, if I get a hole-in-one, will you buy me an Xbox? There's a theme here with all my presents that I want. I just love games. Yeah. And so he's like, well, I don't know, maybe. He didn't really say yes, but anyways, I didn't get a hole-in-one on that game, but then like a month or two later, I was out golfing with a buddy, and I got a hole-in-one on the 18th hole. And I called him, and I was so excited. I was like, Dad, I got a hole-in-one. And he's like, I don't know, I wasn't there to see it. And I was kind of like, okay, whatever, like, you know, like, still, I got a hole-in-one. Like, it was a kind of a fun bet anyways. That Christmas, there's this big box, and I open it up, and it's an Xbox with like controllers and cable extensions and games. Like, he bought everything. Yeah, and I was so surprised because he didn't have to do it, because it was like kind of like this fun little bet. Not only did he do it, he bought all the like extensions and games. Like, he went all out, and I love that about my dad. So I love you, Dad. Thank you so much for that.
Oh, shout out to Graham's dad.
Shout out to my dad.
Love that. And have you decorated your house already? What do you usually do? Christmas tree?
No,
on the door?
Yeah, no, I don't do too many decorations. My parents do that. I'm going to spend Christmas with my parents this year. But
there's no need. They can do all the decorating.
Yeah, they can do it all. How about yourself?
A bit unfair for me because I moved out by myself in January, and I've always been the one in my parents' house to do all the decorating. And now they're like, cool, we know that you've decorated your apartment and you got your Christmas tree. You got to put ours up too. And I'm like, what? I don't even live there anymore. So I put some of the decorations behind me as well. They're usually in like my dining room table and everything. But I got a Christmas tree up, a wreath on the door. I was so excited I did that in like, I think, 2 weeks before November ended. So I was very eager.
Oh, wow. You're like my little sister. My younger sister's like that. She loves Christmas. It's her favorite holiday. She's always like ready, itching to go. And that, I grew up with 5 brothers and sisters. And so like between my parents, my sisters, and I think my younger brother as well was into it. Like, there was so many people wanting to decorate and get things done that I was just kind of like, okay, like, I'll let them do it. Like that's what they're passionate about. Like I enjoy it, but it wasn't my thing to like decorate, so I just enjoy it.
Well, to me, I think I was even more eager because it's the first time I've had my own Christmas decorations.
Right.
Once they all came in the mail, I was like, I'm putting them up now. I don't care what people say. So I've been jolly for a whole month already.
Awesome. Now, are you that type of person that listens to Christmas carols come December 1st, like nonstop, or what's your deal with that?
Yes and no, I think because when you go to the shops, it already gets overplayed. So probably not from December 1st, but a bit closer to Christmas. I love Christmas carols, yeah.
Nice.
I know it's a bit cheesy, but Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas is... Come on, that is a classic.
Did you hear how much money she makes? Did you hear how much money she makes off that? It's insane.
A lot of money. I forgot the figure, but...
It's insane. I remember hearing it. I don't remember it either, but I was like, that's incredible. Like every year, like massive amounts of money because of that song.
She will never have to work again. She just had to do that song and she's done. She can retire.
Pretty much.
So you said you've loved games, obviously the Game Boy, the Xbox. What are you wanting for Christmas this year? Is it game related to?
Ooh, good question. Last year my favorite present I got was an axe. Like a full-on axe. Yeah. My parents gave it to me. I think it was my dad or my mom. I can't remember. Or maybe both of them. But they gave me an axe and they were like, here's for like your homestead. Like when you buy a piece of land. And I was like, this is fantastic.
Hey, and the man bun, it just goes with that look.
Yeah, this is just because I'm lazy and my hair keeps getting in my face, but I put it up and I thought, well, I'll keep it out of my face. But yeah, axe and the man bun, sure, why not?
Goes together.
But I mean, I'm happy with anything. To me, like I like I said earlier, like I enjoy the spirit of the season. And there's not anything particular that I'm like, oh, I really want a PS5 or whatever the latest gaming system is.
Yeah, I've lost track.
I appreciate the season of giving. So yeah. How about you? Do you have a special gift that you're looking forward to? Or did you buy yourself? How about that? Is there a gift that you bought yourself already?
Oh, very good question, Graham. Isn't it funny when two interviewers get together? We ask
right?
some good questions. Very good question. I guess I bought myself the Christmas tree. Is that a present for myself?
Okay, yeah, it could be, yeah.
I love it. Decorate it the way I want to. Instead of, like the family Christmas tree where there's ornaments that are in the family for so long that you have to put up. And I'm like, I don't even like this ornament. And my future kids could complain about my ornaments. So it's just a circle of life. But I don't know, but I have done like a list because my parents always want to know what I want for Christmas and they want to buy me several presents because I'm their only child. So, but there's a couple of books out there I want to buy, or I want to be given, either way, whatever comes first. Because I recently watched that, I don't know if you've seen on Netflix, Down to Earth with Zac Efron.
Oh, people keep telling me about this. I haven't seen it yet.
You will love it. Amazing documentary series. Yeah. Hey, you got to take what I say, right?
Yeah.
And the guy that he does that show with, Darren, he's just like a superfood guru pretty much.
Cool.
And I love to read his book. So that's on my list. And I really haven't given it much other thought, really, except dance shoes, because I don't know if I told you, I started a Latin dance school, so...
No!
We'll talk about that more afterwards, but...
Okay.
I've been buying myself dance shoes, because I love my dance shoes, so... And I'm like, Mom, if you want to buy me more, go ahead. Love my shoes, yeah.
Nice.
And have you done all your Christmas shopping for everyone else, for your family?
No, I'm one of those last-minute ones, like,
Christmas
I
Eve
got...
shopper.
Well, yeah, I try not to leave it to Christmas Eve, but I got so many packages that, everything's been delayed. I don't know if you heard, but on the west coast of Canada, we had a big flood and some of our highways got washed out. And so a lot of the shipping and trucking and stuff has been delayed. They have to do rerouting and stuff. So I have a bunch of stuff on order. Don't know if it's going to arrive before Christmas. We'll see.
Are you okay, though? You're not in, like, any bad area?
No, I'm okay. I don't... Did I send you that video of me like getting helicoptered out of like the flood zone?
No.
No, I didn't send. Okay. So when it flooded, I was at a campground and the campground completely flooded. And it was like, the water was like surrounding us all, right? So we all had to like move to the high ground. And then it was like, okay, like this is getting bad, but it's still okay. And then the emergency services people showed up and they were like, we're getting people out. And I was kind of like, yeah, I think I'll be okay. Like it should be fine. And then a helicopter comes and lands and they're like, yeah, we're getting people out in the helicopter. Do you want to go? And I was like, yeah, if I don't go now, what happens? They're like, well, we have to come back. We might have to come back at night and we don't like to do that. And I was like, sign me up. I'm coming with you guys. So they put me on a boat. They trucked me across the water, put me in a helicopter with a bunch of other people, and they flew us to the airport, and then we went to emergency services, and the government paid for all this, which I didn't know they did this, but they do. And it was fantastic. It was very well organized. And then, it was okay. So there's lots of damage. I mean, the whole campground I was at is like, it's not destroyed, but it's gonna have to be completely revamped. So lots of flooding, lots of highway damage. There's still parts of BC that are significantly damaged. I don't know if the water has completely receded in certain areas. I believe it has, but I don't know. It was pretty crazy. Pretty crazy storm.
Because I know you live right by the water there, so.
Well, this house I'm just renting right now. I wasn't currently here during the flood, but this house experienced some flooding in the basement as well. Oh, no. But nothing terrible. Just it flooded a bit. But yeah, it was pretty crazy.
I'm glad you were safe. Stay safe,
yes,
all right?
Thank you.
And good luck with all of your Christmas shopping. Are you like an online or a in-store sort of person?
It depends. It's both. It's all about like the gift, right? Like for me, it's not like, oh, I got to get everybody a gift and it has to be super special and it has to be tied up in all this. It's like throughout the year, if I see something that I think, oh, this would be great for somebody, I'll pick it up for them. And, around Christmas, if I see something that I know someone's going to like, I'll get it for them. But I used to go down that path of like trying to buy everybody a gift that, was in my life that was significant. But then you get into this, or at least I would get into this place of like, oh, what do I think they're going to like? And then it's like, I don't know, to me, expectations for gifts kind of ruin the whole gift thing. So I would much rather give my time, my love, and share my appreciation for that person and do something with them than effectively like go out and buy them something. Unless I see something that I'm like, oh, I know this is going to be perfect for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of like, because then you get all this.
Otherwise.
Yeah, it's a little stressful. And then also on the receiving end, I've received gifts too that I'm kind of like, this is a nice gesture and this is a nice thought, but I would much rather you just say like, I love you, because I don't really need this. It's just kind of like, so I try and stay away from buying things just for the sake of buying things. If that makes sense?
Yeah. You'd rather all just be together, eat some good food, have some good
Yeah,
life.
have a good time. Let's go out and do something fun. Like that to me is kind of like, memorable. And if there's a cool trinket or a cool memento or a cool, book or something that I know they would enjoy, great, I'll pick that up. That's kind of my deal. That's how I do it.
I think as we get older, that's kind of what it turns into, isn't it? When you're young, you're like, I just want everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
And what is your all-time favorite movie for the last question?
Christmas movie?
Yeah.
It would probably be Elf with Will Ferrell, or It's a Wonderful Life, maybe. Those are both two very different films, but I loved Elf because of how much it made me laugh. Like how Will Ferrell played that role. That was one of like the first movies I saw Will Ferrell in, and I was like, this guy is my favorite. Like you could tell he was having so much fun making that movie. Like when he sees Santa, he's like, Santa! He it was great. So I'd pick Elf probably, but the runner-up would be It's a Wonderful Life.
I still have not seen that movie. I gotta add it onto the list, but I agree with you for Elf. Hilarious. And after I watched that, I was like, I wonder what, how he just puts maple syrup on everything. I'm like, I wonder what it would taste like on spaghetti. I haven't tried it and I don't really want to, but when I was younger, I was like, ooh, sugar.
Yeah. Oh my God. Some of those scenes in those movies, like you could tell. That's what I love about comedies, is you can tell it's almost like they're behind the scenes being like, what would be hilarious? Oh, let's do this. How about this? Like they're just playing, right? And then it gets outrageous, and then it's so much fun to watch. Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on the show again, Graham, and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hopefully next year is a lot better for all of us.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much, Lauren.
You're welcome. And it's been a lot of fun. I can't wait to do hopefully another interview with you next year about something.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.